everything what could go wrong did go wrong. A complete train wreck, catastrophe, Murphy's Laws at its best. But it ended with the great success. But let me start from the beginning. So, Vintage Sniper Championship match. We are there on Friday and it's a zero range day, checking your dope, and immediately I realized there is something wrong with my beloved PEM sniper. I grouped very nicely at 100 yards to confirm zero, but then I go to 300 yards, shoot, and I'm way off the target. Like, you cannot screw this up. I go back to 100 yards, check the zero, and I am completely like 4 inches to the right at 100 yards. So we started looking into the scope, what's going on. I always got my tool back, didn't matter, guys. The guts inside that scope decided, all the gears decided to give up, and there was no repairing that. So the scope is shuttered inside, and unfortunately this is the risk when you're running an original equipment. And I like to run those original scopes in the matches like this, guys, because then I get even more data for the videos, right? And I can relate how this equipment is like when you got some stress to work with and things like this. But this is the original 1938, if I remember that correctly, scope 1938. Hey, it chose to go bad on the very important day. Unfortunately, I did not route my spare rifle. So that's a lesson number one. I should have the spare rifle. I dropped the ball on that, my fault. But my teammate, this is a team match, vintage rifle sniper match is a team match event, says, hey, I can lend you my spare rifle. I got a spare rifle, we'll go from that. But we did not have a dope for that rifle, so you can see where this is all going. And we're starting a match next day. We're starting the match, no dope, right? But I think I can cowboy this in and we can get the data. Unfortunately, this is not working well. On the first stage, I'm way, the first stage was like 700. I'm way off the target. My teammate cannot really spot even where that, he said like few feet to the right. So that was the first clue that something is not right. Then we going back through the stages and I'm missing guys like easy targets, right? At 200 yards, 300 yards. So the frustration is natural, right? The frustrations builds in you, and it's easy in the moments like this to talk yourself into the complete defeat and just basically walk away. Instead, I know I'm having a bad day. I know for whatever reasons the stuff is not working. I try to refocus, and my goal now is to get for my teammate, for Tony, as best wind calls I can get and get him points or help him to get the more points on the board. So that's what I'm doing. I'm working like really on the top of my game. And Tony is starting to having problems with his PM rifle. He starts overshooting the targets. We are good on the wind calls, but something is not working on the elevation. One of those days, right? So whatever could go wrong, goes wrong. Still, we plow through the stages. We finally, when we started getting closer, and the distance is shortened, we were able to see what's happening with my rifle. And actually the spare rifle which I was using, actually the fault was again brain freeze. We didn't check the mount and the mount was loose, so the mount was flapping left and right. Again, it's easy to beat yourself in a situations like this, but the pressure is on, right? Because this is, we shooting not just the one match, we got the back-to-back matches, then we have to shoot the modern sniper. So at that point, we went through the match. I apologize to Tony. I apologize for dropping the ball. It was absolutely on me and that was my fault. But now I do have another match to focus on, and the modern sniper match, which basically the cutout for those rifles is GWAT. As you can see, I was using the LaRue Predat OBR in 7.62 by 39 for that match. And as I said, this is basically cutout will be the end of the global war on terror. No magnum calibers on that. And for this rifle, I elected to go with outstanding primary arms 128X PLX platinum line with a Griffin mill reticle, and it worked out absolutely fabulous, guys. Yes, the other guys, we were competing against M40A6 rifles, M110s, MK12s, you name it, M40A5s, M40A3s, you name it, it was there. Really top-notch rifles. My teammate for the modern sniper was John Brewer. John Brewer was running the M24. So the US Army was represented with M24s and the Predat OBR, basically. And then the guys from were representing Marine Corps with all these M40s rifles and so on. So like every military branch had a good representation in that match, and that was awesome because the whole team is the military modern sniper match with the cutout date, as I said, at the end of the global war on terror. So on my rifle, because you will be asking in the comments, so I'll go right away. I do have the PTR Vent 1 suppressor, an absolutely excellent choice. I did let some people shoot that rifle after the competition, and the people were absolutely blown away how quiet that can is and how well it is working. B5 Systems precision stock at the end. I love those stocks, and they were widely used. Right now, even in the sniper sections, the guys are using them on their M110s. And the Shooters Global level, electronic level, this little thing is absolutely great. Going back to the scope, people were absolutely amazed. This is only 128 power. This is like LPVO, but I thought for that sniper DMR setup, this is going to be great for that match. And the people were coming in and looking through the scope. They couldn't believe it, that this is a primary arms or glass. It is absolutely great. Or reticle. I did all the time. I ran on the holdovers, guys. This is how you're using the grid in that scope. You got the 1 mil marks for the grid going left and right, and then of course you got like a T-post with tactical milling going down, and this works great. And the chevron for the close targets or rapid engagement targets, that work out perfectly. I had zero problems with this. We crushed right off the first stage together with John, and to give you the idea how vicious the wind has become, we're shooting a 0.4 mil target close to 700 yards. And the wind calls, when I started calling the wind was changing from 1.6 mil left, 1.6 to 0.6 left. So you had almost 1 mil going. That wind was coming in and dying out, coming in and dying out through the whole day. It was, you gotta stay on the top of your game with the wind calls. And at one point, he told me I'm calling the wind and I'm telling him left one. That means hold on the left side, 1 mil. And he's turning back. It's like, are you sure it's a left one? I'm like, yeah, it's left one. Boom, send it, and boom, hit on the target. So it was really cool day. And I'm happy that I did not let all the bad experiences from the previous match get to my head. I worked hard and rebounded and let John to get the top shooter award. He scored 106 points versus my 104 points. We're a top rated team. We finished with 210 points, and the next team below us, which guys shoot very, very well too, they ended with almost 180 points. But you can see how we stayed focused, plowed forward, and delivered the punch. The message is, guys, whatever is happening, you're going to have a bad days. You're going to have a bad match. Don't beat yourself down. And I see this from other competitors. When something's not going well, they can talk themselves to the defeat. Yes, you have a bad day. Yes, this is really not going as planned, but you have to build that resilience. You have to reach down and see what is working well, right? Like in that case, hey, we focus on the win because we were having a fun with making sure that that round, at least windage wise, goes where it should. You building on that positive achievement. Hey, I can at least read the wind. I can see what's happening down the field, and that helps to rebound. Otherwise, as I said, it's very easy to beat yourself down, drop the ball, and what's the point, right? And I know, like in my case, the people look at, oh, this is another, the YouTuber, you know, he just shoots great on the video, but when it comes down the wire, he can't shoot shit. So, you know, I was like really, but hey, you gotta stay focused. You cannot let that go in. And these competitions, like if you go and shoot in competitions overall, it will make you a better shooter, guys, no matter what, because there's always that stress attached to it, right? You want to perform, you are on the clock, whatever it's happening, you want to deliver. But that's it. That's what I want to share with you, my experiences. Basically, be prepared. Always have, when you're shooting at vintage matches and using original equipment, always have the spare rifle. So the lesson learned, and don't give up. Keep plowing forward, stay positive, because there is a job to do. It doesn't end on the one match, right? And you may have other tasks to perform. All right, let me know underneath of the video in the comments what you think about the whole experiences, what you do in the situations like do. What is your hack to beat the mental game and stay on the top? And when something goes wrong, I would love to listen from you, your stories and the advices what you got. All right, that's it. No more bullshit talk. See you in the next video.